Welcome back everyone, I'm from Wisconsin. We are here back with good old Pokepath to revisit Toughness 50% on Route 42. There's been a couple of changes, a couple of nerfs since the last time I covered it. I think the last patch I covered was 1.53. And apparently it's struggling at the moment. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'll take the time. I've got some time free. Well, probably about 2 hours or 3 hours. I'll be doing it. To try and do an updated guide. Now this, you could replace Dundoza, but the main thing you need here is the damp rod, the damp rock. So I have changed this team a little bit. So let's save. So I think this is the team that got me to 50. Yeah, because I tried that for the first 50. I tried Pidgeot for a bit. Did not work. But I think these teams are to get to 50, and then I started struggling and started making more teams. So this should take you up to 50. Okay, you might struggle a few times. I think there was wave 48 with Whalmers I struggled with. That's why I got Tentacruel, because they're struggling, and I did a little bit of update, and I've not had much issues. I think there could be improvements made. I don't think you need Dundoza, to be fair. I think you could definitely put the damp water on something else, maybe an Arachnid, I was thinking. Something that's not going to affect the rate, but we will see. But the main thing you want to do is trap them all here and start launching missiles at them. Just start keeping them here. That's what I was thinking. Then those might be better off getting changed, because then we could have something else attack here. Should I do that? No. We'll try this. If it doesn't work, we'll try another team. You maybe have Blastoise, maybe? Even despite the poor little Blastoise getting nerfed a good amount. But I definitely think the main thing here is the damp rock. But yeah, if you can keep him here, let's have a look at the stats. Octillery's doing some damage, and if you do want extra things in your Sharpedo, you can keep an eye on Octillery's damage. As soon as it gets to 50, switch it to Shell Bell and switch it right back. Yeah. And that'll help keep your Sharpedo firing even faster. That's what I'd recommend. And maybe slow playing as well. Maybe putting the speed down. If you're looking for more consistent. Like, this wave looks kind of scary, but we'll see how we do here. Again, it's just dependent on RNG and if the heart scale props and if the stuns prop. I did try and go as far as I can without relying on the old Lapis now because I'm combo, but unfortunately we did start to struggle 60 to 75 that I was not able to do. I did really want to go for this Mega Babalco, but the truth is, Mega Babalco is great for easy rounds. Its damage really falls off with big HPs like Lapras, Milotic, Whalmers. So you do really need to kind of get them locked in one spot and try and just do a lot of damage, and Poison can slowly chip away at them, I believe. Because you can see all the damage they're doing. Like, they're still in clusters. But the only point of the cluster is that cluster kills actually. You can't even see how many Pokemon's there, to be honest. But yeah, probably with loads of high HP, you probably want to slow the speed down. Or use the Octillery slide. I've got a channel that's stunned. The good thing about the latest update, you can see every single one my Pokemon is on. All the information's here in front of you. See, I don't like this one. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slow the speed down. I'm going to keep an eye on Octillery. Because I want Sharpedo to fire off as quickly as possible. There we go. We should be good now. Let's keep it. Because sometimes things do miss on high speed. I think it's still an issue, but to be safe, I'd probably recommend. You can even move stuff around. Like, you can move Malma if you want for a little bit more extra damage. Don't be afraid to move things around, especially if you've got low speed. Yeah, I'd recommend to move things around. There's a bit of micromanagement, might make things a little bit easier. You can even move on Tentacle once everything's passed. Just for a bit of extra poison chip damage. But keep it off auto though. So you have plenty of time to move it back. But yeah, maybe just a little bit of micromanagement. You could probably auto it, but I'd probably recommend just micromanaging it a little bit. Just for some of the waves that you may have issues on. And I'd probably recommend taking a few attempts at this as well. I mean, I just got to 75 and I started recording. But all the other waves, only issues I had was 50 to 75. But this team that I got to know got me from 50 to 75 without too much issues. But again, it all relies on you may have to give it a couple of times. But as always, there's always room for improvements on the team. Every suggestion is appreciated to make this team better. Because I know there's probably a couple of Pokemon I'm looking at right now and I could probably maybe a little bit of difference. Like the Tentacle might not be as viable now that we have the stuff. Because that was there before I started making this little thing here, but then again poison is yep. 87's a wave. You want to look out for these. Actually, don't be afraid to move them on. Why can't I move you? That was the game's fault, because you saw me trying to... I don't record my mouse. But I was trying to click like hell to get Malma moved, but I was not moving. Right. I don't know, that's guts in it. No great example, eh? Trying to show us off, there's glitz in it. Shell Bell, please, and the Muscle Band. Yeah, those could probably be replaced with something that can attack stuff here. Well, it's good for like chipping stuff off. Like he's gonna get to fast enemy, so he just goes bang. And most times the fast enemies are usually dead. That rock you get from challenge 5-3, I believe. Tatsugu you get from one of the eggs. I can't remember. I think it's one of the 5 ones. Maybe 5-3 back. It's been a long time since that last big update. Actually, I think I pretty much. Oh, I still need to do some of Pokepath the 6.61 map. But yeah, Pokepath videos are going to be very few and far between. Unless there's a big major update off the new map or new Pokemon. Oh, a big update. See, this wave scares me. So I'm going to go ultra slow here and we're going to take our time. Well, not ultra slow, maybe a little bit slow. Right, remember, don't be scared to go slow. Try and get a Sharpedo firing off as quickly as possible. Cool. Shell Bell, there we go. Maximum heart hits for Sharpedo. Now, don't be afraid to move them around if you need to. If you're worried. How did you let that one pass, by the way? So disappointed. There we go. I reckon we should be good here. It's just a big clusters. Let me thingy you. I can't remember who the boss was. I'm going to be honest. I can't remember what the boss was. This wave shouldn't be too bad. Tentacle is completely useless here. I do like how you can now save the team's toughness, but I just wish there was a wave manager in the challenges if you have done them. Because going through like 1 to 75 is not the most fun experience. So I think most teams that can get to 75 to 100 should be able to do it. Unless there's like a couple of big nasty routes. Like this one has 40 to 43. Used to be quite bad, until I say bad. But I think that's been slightly fixed. Yeah, we're still doing that bad. But I'm still going to not take a risk and go to this combo. If you think you're going to win, see how you can win more. Because one mistake or one thing getting through could really screw you up. Don't be too overconfident in this game. It just takes a couple enemies just to screw your whole day up. Like this. This could be bad. Because you might actually be worth like switch to tentacle for this one. Just put something, anything else that can actually do damage. Right, keep an eye on the damage. Yep. Wait for the last hit to go. Then back to the muscle band. And as you can see, those are... they're taking damage. And those Shapiros at maximum attack, so... it should be good. See the numbers just racking up. Look at damage on Kelly as well. There we go. This might be a mistake. We're going to be a little bit confident in this one. But remember, don't neglect the fact that you could do this. You can act fast. There we go. And you want as little to get by as possible. The more HP you can see, like, there's a big cluster there. Of about 2. Yeah, you got to rely on energy of healing as well. Sometimes. That's always going to be an issue. If love this pops, that's unfortunately always going to be an issue. But it's a bit rubbish how you have to rely so much on some RNG here with the HP and the stuns and all that. I mean, I know it would also be fun just to brute force everything. Just like put loads of big damage. Bang, bang, bang. But there is a little bit too much RNG sometimes, especially in some of these challenge maps. It's my personal opinion. But most of them are possible. Eventually, in my opinion. Would I call myself one of the greatest Pokepath players? Definitely not. Would I say I'm okay? I'd say I'm okay. Would I say I'm one of the most stubborn? I want to win. Probably. I do want to win these challenges. I did put a lot of passion into these challenges, trying to beat them and show off how I've managed to do it. A lot of work and fighting goes into a lot of these videos. Me testing different stuff. But you try and keep up to the latest patches as often as possible. Obviously, if there's patches, I can't keep up with every single map, but it's a good idea to use some of these teams as guides. I mean, like I said, there's always room for improvement on my teams. It's always a positive sign when I get a comment saying, hey, I use this team, but I got inspired by your team. It's like, awesome! Whatever makes the team better, love, we all help each other. We're all good. And I always try and help any comments I get. To try and help you through it. If you just let me know like what wave you're struggling on and what Pokemon's causing you most issue and what do you think is not working. Now, I do get some comments where it's like, this didn't work. It's like, what bit didn't work? So I can help you. Because I can't really help when you just say, it didn't work. It's like, okay, what about it didn't work? You know what I mean? The more information I get, the more I can try and, if I've got time, to try and come up with, or try and think of what Pokemon you might want to replace if you're having a particular struggle for wave. I keep saying, unfortunately, I cannot really test toughness waves on the flies like I can some slot challenges. Like if I was able to make a specific team to switch to for a specific wave for toughness, that'd be great. So you say, oh, I'm struggling on team like wave 80, for example. I can go, okay, I can do a little quick test some teams and saying, okay, I managed to take no damage using this team on wave 80. At least that would cover that wave. But unfortunately, that's not a thing yet. If any of the devs watch or anybody knows any devs, I think that'd be quite cool to be able to do that, so I can show off a bit more in depth about some of the particular waves that people may find difficult. But definitely being able to save the team is definitely a start. That's definitely what I really wanted for a long time. Because I did replay some 50% toughness challenges, and I couldn't remember my teams. But the fact that I remembered your teams, I can just jump back in if I do need to quickly test something. Yeah, you saw that Wave 99 isn't too bad. Like I said, I can't remember the boss. But it killed you? Important state. Yeah. That's alright though. Right, for the boss, we get to really love this. We get rid of Towie. Well, this is tricky. Just because I can't remember like what team I used to. I could look up what team I used. If it does do the same stuff as last time, maybe. Let's try that. I don't think Dindos would be good here. Gotta be honest, that absolutely destroys. Right. Every bit is progress, so we're gonna get rid of Dindoza. Get rid of you. We do need to put the damp rock back on somebody, so we'll do that. Who's a good damage unit? I like you. I'm gonna put Arachnid because Arachnid doesn't bother that's got. I don't believe it bothers that's got the damp rock because it still does the thing. No, maybe here. And if we put, we definitely want Dralauji on. Yeah. That could work. Sharpedo is probably not going to be good here, so we'll change Sharpedo out for another damage dealer. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's always the same way. It's like as soon as I remember the spender, I was like, yep, spender. I'm gonna give you this because you're gonna like swallow a lot. Well, what? No, you're gonna have like your feathers ready, but trust me on this. And here comes the spender. No! Bugger. Yeah. Let's try that again. Let's have you snipe. The problem is that was even worse. Wait. No. We just... Right. Poison. I don't think it's going to be very good here, so... We've not even got you out, by the way. Yeah, with me. We could do go dango, but... We should have poison. Yeah. Right, so let's have you there. We'll have you here. Kingdra. I'm gonna get rid of Kingdra for possibly just like a bit of slowness, not too much. Let's try that. Cool, let's you to there. You there. Right, so you're gonna snipe there, aren't you? Move you there. Right, so unfortunately Spinner's done all the damage you can do. Oh, wait. We're gonna be a bit short, aren't we? Okay, not the most confident defeating that boss with that team again. But the good thing about the boss waves is you can keep challenging that. You don't have to go back to like wave 75. But yeah, I hope this guide did help. It is an updated guide of the one I did for 1.53 part. So hope you enjoyed. And I will see you in. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other Pokepath videos if you are having any struggles with some of the other maps. Hopefully most of them are still viable in the on this current patch of 1.59. And yeah, have a good day, good luck, and as always, leave your team suggestions in the comments how you managed to beat this, and I will catch you around.